Cap, Gordon, what's going on? It's the Cubs Recap podcast, and it's not a good one. That was a snooze fest today. The Brewers blow out the Chicago Cubs 9-3 to take a 1-0 series lead in the NLDS. Cap, take it away. What do you got? Initial thoughts.
I told you this before the game, not second guessing, not Monday morning quarterback. The decision to start Matthew Boyd today was asinine. That was absolutely an awful collective. It's not a Craig decision. It's not a Jed decision. It's a collective. And I would like to know, this guy's throwing more innings than he's thrown in a long time. He hadn't pitched well the last 4 to 6 weeks. He wasn't lights out on Tuesday in the win over the Padres. He was okay. He went 4 innings. He was all right. Why you would start him made absolutely no sense to me. And then you get your ass kicked. Look, the Brewers were going to take the field with a lot of fight, a lot of real passion. First game at home. They've had this great season. Every year it seems they get knocked out early. They were razor sharp. And guess what? They beat the crap out of the Cubs.
Gordon. Yeah, and the thing is, you played well against these guys this year. You had a winning record against them during the season. You scored some runs against them. Look, your starting pitching rotation is hampered. We know that. You don't have Cade Horton. Imanaga didn't look great. You can't start him. He started Wednesday. But this was, to use your word, Cap, I'm going to borrow one of your words, asinine. And I'm going to spell it with 2 S's. God damn. History has shown us 50 years ago, guys went on short rest all the time. It was par for the course, and it worked. Starting about 20 years ago, we started to see this trend in pitching and postseason pitching when guys with real strong rotations, the A's, with those big 3 guys, at times the Braves, it doesn't work. And it doesn't matter how good your guys are. Look, you want to hear Matt Boyd 3 times in his life has started on short rest. 2 of those times were because he had a relief appearance, a short relief appearance in between a couple of starts. So it really wasn't truly short rest. The other time, he pitched like crap. And all of this was 2015, 16, and 17 when he was a young guy. None of it since he got hurt. None of it recently. And Cap, you're right. The guy's got a ton of innings on him. You'd have been way better off. And this is not 20/20 hindsight. This is wisdom of the game nowadays. You would have been much better off starting Colin Ray and taking your chances. And if you lose, everybody's in line and healthy and rested after that. There you go. See, he agrees.
He does agree.
I'd rather listen to the dog than the broadcast I just got done listening to. And that's not.
We just saw a bunch of dogs. We just saw 9 dogs play.
To add numbers to injury to insult here, Matthew Boyd against the Brewers this year, and I tweeted it before the game or maybe in the first inning, he had a 7.84 ERA against the Brewers. So if you told me this decision was based on Matthew Boyd having 3 lights-out starts against the Milwaukee Brewers this year, his OPS at American Family Field this year, 966 against. The Brewers were inviting this. They're getting Matthew Boyd on short rest at a guy that they've dominated all year. He's allowed now 13 runs against the Brewers this year in 11 innings. 13 runs.
Do we even have a game 2 starter yet?
No.
Are we going to do this all over again?
I don't understand. Yes, their pitching has question marks, Gordon, but there's not a lot of question marks as to what making the right decision would be today. You have a couple of guys. Colin Ray, there are definitely multiple names that you could have said. I would have rather seen Javier Assad get the start today.
He didn't even make the roster.
I know. I know. Ben Brown's out there pitching in mop-up duty. That surprised me as well.
Yeah, none of it made sense to me. Look, the Brewers are a good baseball team, and they came with their hitting shoes today. But the decision to start Matt Boyd, and it goes double, 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 that was pretty much your ball game right there.
100%.
Yeah. You know what? You know what? Some of what we saw today, the early part of this game, it kind of underscores some stuff we talked about already. I just saw one of our followers said that this is on Jed, and I think you can go back to the trade deadline and pin some of this on him. He didn't get enough pitching. This is where they're at. You look at the second guy they brought in the game, Soroka, he gave it up some too, but that's just more than anything else. That's just a reminder of what they didn't do at the trade deadline.
I agree with Brad. Once the complete uncharacteristic Nico error, I was like, I literally, but obviously knowing that we're going to watch this game and come on and go live, I could have hit the power button right there, Cap. Nico making an error, which never happens. He's trying to make a quick play with his glove. He's debating on whether he's going to pick. That was ball game over to me. The decision to start Matthew Boyd was actually the ball game over. And then what followed in the first inning. And you think, you get the Bush home run to lead it off, and it's like, here we go. And the error completely out of the building, out of the Cubs dugout shortly after that.
Yeah, when they started, banging doubles, I thought, okay, get him out right now.
Yep.
He does not have it out. Well, by the time Craig gets to the mound, the ball game is effectively over.
It certainly was. I mean, the Brewers look like I'm not going to sit here and accuse the Brewers of any kind of sign stealing or anything. I'm not going there, but they certainly felt. It looked to me like every guy went up there knowing he was getting a cookie. I mean, what in the first 10 pitches?
Well, he was getting Matt Boyd on short roll. That's a cookie. That's what that's called.
I will say this: we could sit here and bitch all day about the decision to start Matthew Boyd, and I'm looking forward to seeing what your guy's boy Craig Counsell says. But at the end of the day, this is just a one loss, and you go on to Monday night. You get a day off tomorrow to recoup, and it's not a must win because there's still a game 3 no matter what. But it's certainly your back's against the wall if you come down 0-2. You got to figure out how to reassess, regroup, get this weird off day in between the two games. And I think if anybody, Gordon, you could probably attest to this. If it favors anyone, the off day, it's got to favor the Cubs.
Well, yeah, and the one thing
Brewers would love to get right going tomorrow morning.
Right.
And instead, you get a day off. You can reset your pitching again. You didn't use any of your high leverage guys today. Now they get another day off. Yeah, it absolutely is a huge break for the Cubs. And then you'll get another day off on Tuesday. You got a real chance here to regroup.
The one thing coming into this series, I would have said that favors probably the Brewers. I know the Cubs have had they had to play the first series, and they've been kind of beat up on a pitching staff. So you'd say, well, why wouldn't that favor the Cubs? Because the Brewers have had some injury issues with their staff. Their staff is short compared to what it's been in the last couple of months as they go in. So they're going to take advantage of some of this rest too. And that's actually, I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth here a little bit because I was going to make this point earlier. The fact that the Brewers don't have a real deep core to go to, a real deep pitching staff to go to, means that there might be runs to get in the next game, maybe early, maybe it changes the tone of that game if you can do something early in the game to keep down that lineup. Problem is that's a really, really pesky lineup. They haven't hit a lot of home runs this year, but they run like hell on the bases, and they just pester the hell out of you with those at bats. It's a really good lineup that does a great job of handing it off to the next guy, and that's exactly what we saw today.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is Churio, that did not look good. He has a hamstring issue, and when he was going down the stairs from the dugout to the clubhouse, you could see the frustration on his face. He really was upset. And the announcer for the game that I was watching on TBS said, that looks like the way he reacted, that looks like a severe injury is what he said.
And I want to say, didn't Murphy talk in game? And wasn't he asked about that? It didn't sound promising.
No, he said we'll do testing on it, but he does have a strain in his hamstring.
And it's a re-aggravation, isn't it?
Yes, he missed a month. He missed basically all of August with the same injury. It's the same hamstring. So that's not good at all. I would be shocked if he plays again in the postseason, no matter how far these guys go.
But I would like to say this to people out there. Relax. All you have to do is split the first two games.
Wait. You're saying relax? The cat man is saying relax after the Cubs just got their asses handed to him in Milwaukee.
And guess what? I watched the '84 Cubs, Gordon. and the 84 Cubs won 13-0 game 1. I don't believe they made the World Series. They lost the series to the Padres. So relax.
Yeah.
Monday is a massive, massive game. RELAX, like my guy Aaron Rodgers said.
So relax going into a massive, massive, massive game. Okay. All right.
We did see a little bit of a lineup change. We saw some shuffling of the chairs today with some guys being up, and Tucker went back up. Ian Happ went down a little bit. We still have fans asking about Ballesteros. Matthew, thank you for the donation here, asking whether he should be in the lineup. And then I want to ask you about who you would. I just went through a lot of the Cubs starting staff and their splits against the Brewers just in 2025, not career splits, because I want the recency bias. So they're not great. And so I'm gonna ask you guys, who are you gonna start in game 2? Because who knows? I don't know if, knowing that we found out Matthew Boyd was gonna start game 1 super late last night and into this morning, I don't see any reason that Craig Counsell is tipping his cap after today's game for to let us know who game 2 starter is.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole we got to keep it quiet, but whatever they do, they got to do what they got to do. I would tell you this: if it was me making the decision who I would start, knowing I don't have Cade Horton the entire series unless there's an injury, I'd probably start Colin Ray.
Yeah, Chad just said the same thing, and I agree. I don't know who else you would start. Basically they screwed themselves on 2 fronts. We've already talked ad nauseum already on this thing about the stupidness of starting a guy on 3 days rest, especially when he hadn't done it in 8 years, and all the other things associated with that. But the byproduct of when it played out exactly the way the 3 of us said it would play out is you blew any opportunity you had to say, well, maybe one of these games we can do a bullpen day. Or you could have done that because they just had one. So you can't really, even with the day off, you can't do that. You're probably going to have to lean on your bullpen hard anyway that day, especially if you're going to pull out a win. At least the guys, the 0 and ahead guys, are rested. So that's good. But yeah, I'd go Colin Ray. He's actually pitched well at times when sometimes you maybe didn't even expect it. So maybe he gives you 4 innings and you go from there.
He's been throwing the ball really well as of late.
Yeah, Cap and I talked about this last week, Gordon, because Colin Ray, I'm all about, again, I just said recency bias. You look at Shota Imanaga in game 2. I would have started Colin Ray there because Shota had a horrific September. Colin Ray was really good in September, and his numbers against the Brewers this year, not great, like a 5.59 ERA. Shota has a 3.73 ERA against the Brewers. But from what I've seen of Shota and what I've seen of Colin Ray, at least of late, guys, I'm going Colin Ray. I am.
Yeah, I'm going Colin Ray in game 2 and Jameson Taillon in game 3.
100%.
There's not a more familiar pitcher on the staff with that mound. I mean,
that's a great point.
Pitched for the last three years. So I'd say absolutely. He probably gives you a better chance in either one of those first 2 games than Matt Boyd.
Gualberto says they need me at Wrigley for game 3. I'll be in our studios watching the game. That's where I'll be, Gualberto.
That's a maybe, Cap. That's a maybe. TBA on that.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. I'm trying to get a deal done.
Also, Matthew, who had a question about Moises Ballesteros.
Yeah. There's a couple people asking about him now.
Where are you playing him?
The chat's on fire, guys. There's a lot of people who are asking to bench Tucker. A lot of people, which is never going to happen, folks. Kyle Tucker is in the lineup every single day of the week. It's just
you have to do it. You have to.
It's insanity not to. If you're gonna, there's other guys in that lineup. If you're gonna take somebody out to put somebody else in, I'm not taking Kyle Tucker out. He's not the first 3 names I would name.
Kyle Tucker had 2 hits in the deciding game the other day. Didn't he have 2 hits on Thursday?
Yeah, he did.
If you play Ballesteros, you got to DH him, and if you DH him, you can't play Tucker right now. So,
yeah, I mean, Suzuki has been red hot. You're not benching him. Not playing Ballesteros. Sorry.
No.
Not at this point.
By the way, Kyle Tucker was acquired.
Andy, I'm not starting Imanaga in game 2? I'm not starting him.
He just pitched Wednesday.
Yeah, so that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He'd be on regular rest the 5th day, but no, I would never do it.
LSL.
Yeah.
LSL. Who gives a shit about 2026? You're playing in 2025. I'm so sick of people talking about next year. He's not going to be here. I wouldn't give him. This is the team you have right now. Stop talking about next year. That's what pisses me off about Jed at the deadline. What? You have an opportunity in a wide open field, an absolutely wide open field. Tell me right now with 100% certainty, any one of us, because we can't, who's running away with this thing all the way through the end of October? There's not one. We can give 3 different teams. We have no idea.
Whoever comes out of that series, Philly.
That's what I think too, Gordon. But you can't tell me the Seattle Mariners aren't going to win the World Series, or the New York Yankees, or the Toronto Blue Jays, who are leading right now. We don't know. And that's what makes the entire deadline as we sit here right now. And the Cubs could still win the series, obviously. That's what makes this so infuriating, especially for like Cap. You got a team here that's capable when they're really rolling to win the World Series. And you took your foot off the gas at the most important time of the year.
Agreed. Totally.
I tell you what's crazy. I mean, what did this? This is a storyline. This would be a sidebar for coverage of Game 1 of this, because you just saw that the $8 million manager just got schooled by the guy that replaced him as a first-year guy and might win his second manager of the year.
How did he get schooled?
With that decision with Boyd.
That wasn't only his decision, Gordon. Come on now.
I hear.
They spoiled pitches. The Perkins
that was not background noise. That was not a Craig Counsell decision only. It was not.
All right, I'm sure you're right. So sweep them all out, because I got enough problems with how Jed handled things after picking up Tucker in the first place.
Quote from Craig Counsell.
And by the way, part of what I'm talking about is not just the fact that Murphy's a better manager, but that these guys decided to pay $40 million for him. That these guys decided this is what he was. That this is the guy they had to have for $40 million.
DeMoss Dan, we lost that game because of Craig Counsell's poor management. Shouldn't have started Boyd on short rest in the Nico era. The Nico era has nothing to do with Craig Counsell. Nico just didn't make a good play. He booted a ball. So that's not on Craig Counsell. Craig Counsell, here's the quote after the game. I was very comfortable putting Matt Boyd on the mound today. Our whole organization was okay with putting Matthew Boyd on the mound today.
That's fine. I think it was an asinine decision for a million reasons. A, he hasn't pitched well as of late. B, he's on short rest. C, he's had more innings this year than he's had in a long time. And D, crack researcher, co-founder of the REKAP, Ryan McGuffey, just laid out to you the bullshit stats of how awful he's been against the Brewers. Add it all up, and you guys made a horseshit decision. Take that.
I went on guys, I didn't know, like when I went to bed last night, I hadn't seen that Matthew Boyd was starting. When I went to my betting app this morning to, scratch the itch as I do normally on Saturday morning.
I bet the game pretty strongly here.
I did a triple take when I saw the starting pitchers listed, because I'm like, that can't be right. Like Matthew Boyd can't be the starting pitcher. And then I went down the old Google train and was like, oh, interesting decision. And it backfired immediately, right out of the gate. Look, body language doesn't bother me. Matthew Boyd has been one of the best stories of the Cubs this year. He didn't look comfortable to me.
He did not.
He didn't look comfortable, even in the couple of the camera shots. Right out of the gate, he just did not look like himself. I'm not going to sit there and say after the fact, oh, he looked tired or he got the ball, and every competitor in the history of competition is going to say, give me the ball in a game like that. It just wasn't – it just blows my mind. When you're trying to, you got a 1-0 lead. You already made the decision, obviously, to start Boyd. But it blows my mind that you actually do have feasible options there. And I think Gordon's point earlier of Colin Ray, understanding that ballpark and that mound better maybe than anybody other than Aaron Savali on your staff. And to just, what's the guy throwing? A third of an inning? I mean, Colin Ray's throwing what? 2/3 of an inning in the postseason?
Yeah.
It's almost like they disregarded him as an option completely once the postseason started. And quite frankly, down the stretch, he was as good as any of your pitchers other than Cade Horton.
Yeah, I did not.
Perfect storm was just amazing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but those doubles all came. Those 3 doubles in a row came on 3 pitches in a row. Did they not?
They did. They did. I'm looking right here.
How uncomfortable he was out of the chute. He was missing in the zone badly. Then he gets an out. Then he walks the guy. Then comes the error. I mean, there were 2 earned runs in that inning. And but to your point, Guff, he just, he didn't have it. He wasn't comfortable, for lack of a better word. And it's just a horrible decision.
See, I would have pulled him the second he walked Andrew Vaughn. That's when I'm making the move. Like the 3 doubles happened, guys, and he had Soroka up early. Cap, to your point, like you're talking. To me, he gets Yelich to ground out, right? But then he fouled. So you're thinking, okay, you're down 2-1. You've let up. It's bam, 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 quick. You get the out, but you completely undo it. Andrew Vaughn sucks at taking pitches, and that guy has walked fewer times in Chicago. He's just not a guy who is known for his on-base percentage. So when you're walking Andrew Vaughn, and he was missing bad, low and away, and he came back low and away, that's when I would have gotten the hook. It is. If you're going to be that, I just listened to a little bit of counsel saying, after 20 pitches, that's why we had a guy up. 20 pitches? Shit, the guy didn't have it after 10. So your decision backfired on you immediately.
The next thing counsel's going to say, I guarantee it, if we had the sound on here, is he's going to say he got out of the inning. I mean, after walking Vaughn, he got the ground ball and he got a strikeout. He essentially got out of the inning, if not for the error. That's what he'll tell you. But I'm with you.
Yeah.
I want to know if
I'm not with you. I'm with he should have never started. That's where I'm at.
Craig Counsell's next statement's going to be, we lifted him quickly. He'll be fresh for Wednesday's start.
Oh, good Lord.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I'm sitting here right. You laugh, but I'm not sure how much of that's a joke.
Not good. Not good. Look,
so I don't see any. Obviously, he did not name a starter for. And again, with the off day, there's no reason he would. You got to give credit. Like Milwaukee, they talked about it in the broadcast about the week that Pat Murphy put them through, that he really ramped up the intensity and stuff. They didn't sit on their hands. I think they had Monday off, and they worked out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, light workout Friday. They did not look like a team who hadn't played baseball in a week to me. They came out. Now, I don't know if this is you're up 9-1 in a playoff game, and then the electricity was pretty much out of the ballpark from the third inning on because it was 9-1 and it's such a blowout. The Cubs did shut them down from the third inning on. I don't know if we're taking small victories here because I'm not, because you basically went out there and handed Pat Murphy a lineup. Yeah, you handed rather than do a lineup exchange at home plate. Craig Counsell could have just, hey, congrats, Pat. Here's game 1. We put Matthew Boyd out there, even though we have options.
That's it. You look, you got pounded today. I didn't agree with the decision to start the guy, but guess what? Find a way to win a baseball game on Monday and you go home 1-1. That's it.
You have to at this point.
That's it.
The question I have for Craig now, is it just going to be, so if Colin Ray gets the start or if Shota gets the start, is he going to be, is it going to be 20 pitches and he's got another guy up? I mean, I guess you
tell you what, use them both. Piggyback them. I mean, be prepared to piggyback them. Go ahead and put start Colin Ray.
Go ahead.
And then you got Imanaga coming from the other side. Maybe after 2 innings, maybe once through the order, maybe wherever. If Colin Ray gives you 4, you bring in Imanaga, you use them both. Depending on what the score is, if the game gets away from you, now you maybe go to plan B.
Hey, tell this guy, Chris Nichols, Chris, move on to football, dude. Get off our freaking bandwagon. Don't be a loser. Come on, man. You're better than that. Steele gone, Horton gone, Tucker, quote unquote, hurt. Counsell lineups. We were on borrowed time. Chris, don't act like a loser. You're down 1 effing game. Jesus Christ. Are you that weak? You that mentally soft?
The best news for
2016 when they were losing 3-1 to the Indians, guess what you were doing? You were sucking your thumb in the goddamn corner. Get off our bandwagon.
Hey, let's not be let's not be like
pisses me off
attacking
because you got to have a
listeners and
spine
watchers here.
and you're in the postseason.
I mean, look,
it's only game one. It's game one.
That's why I said 15 minutes ago.
It's a best of 5. It's not a best of 3. They're not playing the Phillies or the Dodgers, which are going to run out these healthy frontline Cy Young type starters at you every time, and you're already behind. No, the Brewers have their own pitching problems too. You got a chance to come back and score some runs, and if you can figure out how to get through the first 4 or 5 innings without it getting away from you like this one did, then maybe you got a chance to go 1-1 back home.
That's it. Come on, Chris. Don't be that soft. Come on. You were probably the guy who woke up Thursday assuming they would lose to the Padres. Oh, wow. We're here on Saturday? Oh, we lost. It's over. Don't be that guy.
I don't know what we were on borrowed time means because that's past tense shit, and they have a game on Monday night. So
by the way, William Contreras, he could shut his goddamn mouth too. Yelling at Kyle Tucker after a walk when he tossed the bat and he's going to bark at him. Stick that bat up his ass. Beat their ass Monday night and let them know we're not rolling over for anybody. Take that.
Gordon, should we just like Cap?
Don't forget Cap says relax.
I'm ready for Monday.
Get
a good night's sleep. Enjoy your off day. Get a good meal. Get some sleep. Grab a cup of coffee Monday and find a way to win a damn baseball game. That's it.
Hey, and does it bother Chuck? This is what I do want to see for all the people who are saying, "Oh, you take on the personality of your manager all year, and this team has no fire." What's his name? Yelich is stealing third base up 9-3. I mean,
hold up.
I know it was because Matt Shaw wasn't. Go ahead.
It was because it was there. They gave it to him. It wasn't because he was looking to steal a base.
But even Ron Darling was like, I would note that.
I wouldn't, but you handed it to him. If they're going to hand it to you, you're an idiot not to just stroll in. And that's on the Cubs. That's not on him. He's not looking to rub his nose in it. The one thing I think I really liked what Ron Darling had to say. What does this mean for the Cubs today? Absolutely nothing. He said it means you're down 1-0. And he goes, you take this loss way better than you take a loss where you get walked off. He's like getting walked off. Yeah. I mean, so you package, you do the old Pedro Grifol here, boys. You flush it. You move on. You actually enjoy the off day by getting rest and healthy. And then the entire baseball front office, don't just blame Craig Counsell here, because if the entire organization was okay starting Matthew Boyd today, get your heads out of your asses in the next 48 hours and find the guy that's clearly been on the right rest, that's ready to ramp up and go on Monday night to win a baseball game. Not sitting there waiting until midnight going, Matthew Boyd. No, it's the playoffs. Go win a baseball game by making an actual decision that makes sense.
Totally agree. All right, get ready for Monday. That's it.
You ready? Cap's ready. Cap, you know what? Before we go, you're not snoring, right? Not in Vegas. You're not even going to snore. You're going to, you know what the best part about Cap right now? Cap gets to go downstairs to the pool. Talk about flushing it. He's in the absolute best spot to do that because there's a lot of games left to play today at the sports book, and there's a beautiful pool calling his name. So he ain't snoring. Sinus and Snoring MD.com. Happy to partner with him. Tell him why, Cap.
Because this guy used to be a snorer, and my wife, Mindy, said, that's got to stop. You need to call Sinus and Snoring MD. We have a friend. His daughter works there. Can you please call them? So I did. I went and met with the doc. I came back in. It was easy. It was fast. And guess what? Sleep like a baby now. Courtesy of the great people at Sinus and Snoring MD.com. Dr. Nariz. They're awesome people over there. So please, thank you for your partnership. But I was going to them before they ever partnered with us here. Sinus and Snoring MD.com.
Hey, Doc. If you can make him sleep like a baby, can you help him so he doesn't wake up like a crabby old guy?
I'm pissed off at the decision making today, but guess what? It's one loss. That's it. I'm going to go see the Eagles tonight here in Las Vegas.
Go do that. Yes, that's a spear.
And that's it.
Hey, Jack, Ryan McGuffey. That's who it is, dude. Better get used to me.
Yeah, Jack Wagon.
Who's the guy in the middle?
Who's the guy on the left of my screen? Cap, Gordon. We'll do this, guys. Hey, the rest of the way. So after every game, if there's 5 games, 3 games, whatever it might be, we'll be live Monday nights an 8:08 first pitch. So we'll be doing this live after game 2, late night, and then game 3 and 4 at Wrigley on Wednesday and Thursday. For Gordon, for Cap, I'm Guff. It's the Cubs Recap Podcast. Flush it. Flush it, Cap.
Let's
Take
go.
that.